What is up, guys? Welcome back to Mateo Family Vibes. Welcome back to another video. Have you ever wondered, how do you pay bills out here? Like, if you live in a different country and you move out, you leave the US, for example, or Western country or whatnot, move to a different country, is it different to pay the bills? Like, how do you actually pay bills out here? Now, I'll just talk about my experience here paying bills in the Philippines. My answer might surprise you, so let's get right into it. Now, obviously, the biggest bill that you're gonna have if you're a foreigner living in a different country is basically gonna be rent. So how do you pay rent here in the Philippines? Well, here for us, we pay rent directly to the owner of this condo, and we pay them directly through a bank transfer. So we don't do post-dated checks or anything like that. That is a very, very popular way that owners want to be paid here, is through post-dated checks. But luckily, since we've been here over 3.5 years now, never needed to do that. Always paid the owner directly through a bank transfer. So that is the biggest bill that we have. The second biggest bill is going to be basically the electricity. Now, the electricity, there's a myriad of different ways that you can pay the electricity, to be honest with you. You could pay it directly on the website, just like you would in the US through a credit card, but you can also pay it directly on the website via a e-wallet, primarily like a Maya or GCash, or you can even do Shopee Pay Later. So there are a myriad of different ways that you can pay the electric bill. For us, we typically pay it either straight through GCash. GCash app gives you an option to pay bills online, so that takes care of that's one way that you could pay it, or you could pay it with credit card or debit card on the website. So honestly, nothing much has changed in that aspect of electric. You just pay it like you normally would in the US, at least. Now, as far as the next bill, which is the water. So the water itself actually gets paid directly to the condominium. So we actually pay that downstairs. And so we just go to the admin office downstairs every month, and we just pay it there in person. Now, we don't pay it in cash because they do not take cash. So you need to pay it either via a debit card, credit card, or you can pay it with GCash or Maya. So again, the same thing with the e-wallets. Those are simple ways that you could pay the rent, the electric bill, and the water. Now, when it comes to internet services, so this entire complex uses Converge as their provider for internet services. Converge is basically just another internet provider here in the Philippines. So for that specific service, you could literally pay it directly from their website. So just like anything else, I was kind of surprised because there's not a whole lot of differences, honestly, when it comes to paying bills here in the Philippines, at least here in Manila. Now, can't speak about how it is to pay it in the provinces and things of that nature, because I don't know. I've never lived long enough to pay an electric bill or a rent bill in the province. So I'm only talking about Manila, major cities, probably maybe Cebu is the same situation. But I have heard of different ways of paying different bills out in the province. So again, this is just my personal experience of what we do here in Manila. So the water is paid downstairs. Again, myriad of different options to pay it. As far as the internet goes, internet, you could pay it online through the Converge website. You could pay it through GCash as well. They give you an option directly on the e-wallet app. You can pay it through Maya. Hell, you can even pay it through Shopee Pay Later on Shopee's website. If you don't know, Shopee is basically our version of Amazon. So very popular, essentially the same thing as Amazon. So imagine paying your bills through Amazon if you're in the States. So that is our rent, that is our electric bill, our water bill, internet service. Now, if you're talking about, let's say, internet for your phone, that's pretty easy actually. Depending on what service provider you have. So I know it's either Smart or Globe for the most part that you're going to be using out here. For me, I use Globe. It's just the first provider that I ended up having here, and I've always kept that same phone number. So for me, I just pay it through GCash. Again, you could buy load through GCash on the app, and it loads it onto the device. Now, for me specifically, I don't care about the phone number aspect, or like, let's say, receiving phone calls or making phone calls, because I ain't got nobody here to call or talk to. So that's not what I actually pay for. I literally just pay for internet services. And that's it. And that is stupid cheap. That's about 99 pesos or 100 pesos every time I want to buy a load, and that lasts me for about 7 days. I buy it in 7-day chunks because I don't always go out, so I don't need internet service outside of this complex. In the complex itself, we have Wi-Fi throughout the buildings. Obviously, we have Wi-Fi here in the condo. So unless I'm actually going somewhere and leaving the condo complex, I don't normally buy internet. So typically the most that I could spend on internet packages here for the service of my phone is essentially 400 pesos a month, because it would be basically 100 pesos every single week if I wanted to keep buying it. But again, I don't do that because I don't need to. So it's a beautiful thing about it. And that keeps just drama free in your life, to be honest with you. Because in the US, you're constantly getting robocalls, you're constantly getting harassed and all kinds of stuff by random numbers and stuff. Like, that is like one thing that I could say is just way more peaceful here, because no drama every single day getting robocalls and getting a bunch of stuff. Now, I will say, I do get text messages from just these random ass numbers that are like in Japanese, Chinese, all kinds of, different languages, and you just block the number and delete it. You don't even respond, you don't even open it. It's just an immediate block, and that's it. So for phone services here, obviously super affordable, and again, you don't need to have the ability for actual phone number. You just need internet. I've been here for 3.5 years and haven't made a single phone call. It's weird, but it's so nice to just not have to make any phone calls and not have to worry about, just answering random calls or getting phone calls like I did in America from, just people spamming the heck out of your number. Now, I'm sure, and again, I've gotten messages before, so I'm sure the spamming for like regular Filipinos that actually use like a phone number to make calls and things of that nature, I'm sure they may get that here. I don't know, but I don't really need a phone to use the phone here. So everyone that I need to talk to, I do it through either Messenger or FaceTime through the internet. So it's always a beautiful thing. As far as any other bills, I mean, that's pretty much all the bills, guys. We have electric, rent, water, internet, phone service, groceries. Obviously, you pay at the store. You can pay at the store with GCash, card, cash. If you go into some stores, honestly, cash is king here in the Philippines, so you always should have some cash, because not everybody takes credit cards or debit cards. Not everybody takes GCash or like the e-wallet payment. Like, yes, it's great to have it, and most people do take GCash as a payment form, but for the most part, the Philippines is cash king. It is cash only here, for the most part. Unless you go to, again, big malls and things of that nature, of course, they'll take your credit card and debit cards and things of that nature. But for the most part, you want to have cash. in the Philippines. And you know, especially for the tricycle rides, jeepneys, MRTs, things of that nature, you want to have cash. You want to have coins, definitely coins. So anyway, so that is essentially how you pay bills in the Philippines. So hopefully, again, quick video. Hopefully this brought you some just different insight as to what happens when you got to pay bills in a different country that you move to. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, have a great rest of your day. Peace from the Philippines.